Hi everyone, Lex Gray here. This is a spontaneous one-shot I want to try with running out of time. I made a little video about this game yesterday and I want to do a one-shot. Not sure how long it will last, probably 20-30 minutes, but we'll use everything from the actual book, and if we run into any issues, I'll use our trusty one-page mythic cutout here. We'll keep that to the side. Here is a character sheet from the game. Print-friendly, luckily, I found online, because the one in the book is basically has the same color palette. But I did notice that running out of time is on itch, so I have not bought it from there. I found this locally, so I'm not sure if that itch site might have itch.io might have a print-friendly version available. So I don't want to make it seem like it's impossible, but I found this on a simple Google search, and it popped up on the images. So here it is. Okay, let's make our runner. It's basically on page 2. So what we got to do here is roll up the attributes. So we need 2d6 plus 3. So let's do, we'll roll up 3 values. We'll just do it in order, and it allows you to swap any two, like into the odd and Karen. So there's 7. That is 7 plus 3. So that's going to be 8, 9, 10. We'll put this right here. The next one will be dexterity. We have 6. That's 9 total. And then willpower will be 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm okay with these scores, 10, 9, 8. I'm totally fine with these scores, so let's finish these off here. All right, excellent. All right, those are our scores. Next, we have to do the hit protection, how much damage your runner can shrug off before actually getting wounded. Now, a couple of things here. We can just maximize it because it's a solo character. We can double it. Let's roll 2d6 and plus 3. Let's use the method for the scores. So we have 7, 8 plus 3, so that's 9, 10, 11. So we'll start with 11 out of 11. It goes to 11. Then we do time. So roll 1d6, determining how many days you have left. This is the game's currency, so you use it well. When it runs out, you die. All right, 1d6, 2. That's what we landed on. So we have, let's see, I think I just write down 2 days, I believe. Anyways. Or, whoops, um, maybe 48 hours, if I should. 1d6 to roll how many days. I'll keep it as that. If we have to uh, convert that to time, then we might do so. Okay. The next one I'm intrigued to try here is the background. We have to roll up, cross-reference your HP, its resources values to the background, determining what your runner was before they decided to get more time on their hands. If desired, you can create your own background. So it looks like you actually have to use the HP method instead. Interesting. So as you can see here, there's HP 1 through 6, and there's time 1 through 6. Well, we have 2 for time, 2 days. Yeah, I'm still kind of iffy on putting the days in there or not. But maybe I should cut it back. If this is just a quick one-shot, not expecting my character to last long, maybe I should just keep it as it is. Let's re-roll the HP. 2. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll give him the max 6, and we'll go from there. So, might as well. We'll do 6. Okay. And 2 is what we got for that. So 6 and 2, we are a comedian. Great. We are a comedian here. All right. Let's see. We come with a item A notebook. Okay. And item B, hallucinogenic pills. All right, let's write this down here while I Try not to spell it wrong. Hallucinogenic pills. I'm surprised I was able to pronounce that correctly in the first go. Pills. Interesting. Well, no weapon to start, but I'm sure we'll get one here soon. Okay, starting equipment. We have to make a slight camera adjustment. Okay, that's better. Sorry, there was a slight glare on this glossy print here. You guys can't see it, but there's a kind of a glossy printout of this booklet. Okay, now we do the starting equipment. And you don't have much for now, as anything that could cost your life. Runners start with the following. Appropriate attire. All right, I'll just put attire. Basically, I'm assuming common clothing. A life watch, which shows you how much time you have. Or like in the movie In Time, which this game is based on or inspired by, it's on your lower arm, below your wrist. 2 background items, okay, which we have. Your choice of weapon, C33, okay. And then a standard phone. If your runner's highest attribute is 9 or 8, roll another background, take either A or B. 7 or less. Well, if your hunter's well, it's 9 or 8. We don't have 9 or 8, so we don't have 7 or less. So it says if your highest attribute. Well, it's 10, so we don't qualify for that. Next is a weapon. So 3. Let's see. Where is 3 at? So we gotta go to the weapon area. The weapons. Inventory. There it is. Okay. So it says we can choose your choice of weapon, C33. Okay. Wow. So I can just choose a weapon out of all of these. Does it take away from my count? Well, I'll see otherwise. Small. Let's not do anything overpowering. I'll try to, let's see. I'm not sure if I'm trying to, if we use our time to buy the weapon. You don't have much time for now, as you can cost your life. We're going to start with, it says start with. Okay, well, I'm going to assume we have a large melee weapon. Let's just do that. It says, ooh, katana. That's cool. I like that. Katana. Our own little rogue AI for Master Chief. We'll borrow that for a day. 1d8 is the katana. An actual katana. That's cool. I'll take that. And that's it. Next, we have to do details. Roll or choose a physical detail and personality trait. Choose a name, pronouns, and any other important traits you desire. Okay, well, name, comedian. So let's see. Let's do a comedian inspired by a real-world comedian we haven't heard from in a long, long time. Let's call it Dan the Man. Like that. Dan the Man. Basically Dan Cook. So slight inspiration there. Description. Physical detail. We have personality traits. Well, let's do this. 2d6. We'll do the physical detail first. 25. Mohawk. That works. Mohawk. Okay, maybe he's a punk rocker. And then physical. Yeah, physical. Let's do. Sorry, I don't think you guys saw the last roll. My apologies. Let's do physical trait, personality traits. We have 21. Well, that kind of landed. I'll do 12 here. So 12 personality traits. Ambitious. Interesting. Okay. Well, there we go. That's our character, because right here it says approving a runner. As your runner gains additional time to live and share, they become hardier in experience. After sharing 10 days with others, pick one of the following. Roll T20 to increase an attribute. Against an attribute, if the roll is higher, increase by 1. No attribute can exceed 18 as expected. Roll D6, 1d6 to add the result to your maximum HP. If you never roll more than 5d6, your score cannot decrease. Okay. All right, well, this is our character. Defense, I don't see anything for defense. I'm guessing that's in the background, perhaps? Yep, so there's some defense here. See, there's a reinforced jumpsuit defense 1, class explosives. So some of these backroom items have a defense, which we don't have anything. We just have our charisma and laughter. So our character has Mohawk, and he's very ambitious. He's very determined. He wants to succeed in life. Dan the man. And I do like how this character is shaped out so far. I feel like giving him a defense here. I don't want him to die instantaneously on the first like go around. So, excuse me. Let's figure out if we can cheat here and give him a piece of armor, something to protect him. We'll do a simple one: reinforced clothing. I'll just do that. Reinforced clothing. Reinforced clothing. That's 5 hours. I will not consider that spent. We'll just give it to him. Like I said, that's a defense of 1. That basically negates any damage incoming, because this game has no attack roll. It's a straight damage roll. Everything hits. So, all right. It looks like most of the measurements here are hours, days, and months. So we'll have to go from that 2 days, and if we spend, we'll have to basically go into actual time counting, timekeeping. Okay, well, there's our character, Dan the Man. Pretty simple. Now, we gotta figure out what Dan the Man is doing at the moment. Let's make some room here. Okay, this notepad here will be our journal, our story tracker. The book is going to be, as you can see, I don't have much desk space, so less of a priority. It's these 2 things right here. I'll use the pen. So location, location, location. This will be our starting area for Dan the Man. See what he's up to nowadays. Let's see. We're going to go to a page that covers locations. I know this book has quite a bit despite its size. So let's roll. Let's go to page. There's people, so that's a good page to keep track of. I know locations is in here somewhere. Corporations and other factions. All right, we don't want that just yet. Factions will definitely probably happen here soon. So we have the megacity, which is fine. We'll start there. Obviously, this is where probably the game's lore takes place. We have possible areas like the rich neighborhood locations. Let's do a rich neighborhood location, and then we'll spring off. There is some more tables in the back here to help with jobs. So what's happening now? And I think there's a quest type of, there it is, job ideas. That can kind of help us give our character a reason to do what he's doing. So let's do a D66 and figure out what exactly our character is doing. 55, or where is he exactly? So 55, he's going to be City Hall. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is not going to go well at all. Vote well. All right, he's in City Hall. Why exactly is in City Hall? What is he doing in City Hall? Is he trying to get a commercial license for something? Let's see. Let's go to our job ideas mention. Okay, this is just a simple D20 roll. All right. First, let's see. The client. Let's do this. Let's write down client. Based on the book here, the problem, and then the complication. This will give us a starter. All right, the first one is client. 19. The client is Yolland, a treasure hunter. Okay, we'll go with that. Yolland, treasure hunter. Excellent. Problem. 15. The problem is need their computer back. Okay. Needs computer back. And the complication is 7, lucky number 7. What could this be? Place full of cyborgs. Holy crap. Place full of cyborgs. That's going to be hell on earth, as I see. Okay, so we have a starting situation, which is quite complicated. Yoland, treasure hunter. He's probably a friend of ours. He needs his computer back. We're doing him a favor. Maybe he gave us some upgrades, or he gave us some time, literal time, and place is full of cyborgs. So are we in City Hall? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let's now go to our... So I don't think this book has action and scripters like our trusty one-page mythic, but we'll do a once-over here to see if it does. Faction themes. What are they carrying, which is good for loot. Peoples, which we have no need to do people just yet. Okay. Interesting. So, exploring the district, weather. There is a little section called Rent a Clock, which I have not really looked into just that much. But I'm going to probably assume this is our little one-shot here is going to be more narrative than some procedural, which this is definitely... Run the Clock is good, a good page to go to if you want to make a procedural. Anyways, let's go to our trusty one-page mythic. And we're going to roll up an action and descriptor. So, we'll keep this book aside for now. We're rolling for action, 42. So, A for action here, we have 42. That's going to be environment, okay? Environment. And the description, 90. Here we go. 90. That's going to be simple. All right. Well, here's what I'm pondering. Yoland, maybe he works for City Hall. We can ask the Oracle that. Does he work for City Hall? 75%. I don't think he would work for City Hall. Why would he want us to get his laptop or his computer from City Hall? The place is full of cyborgs. Maybe City Hall was captured by a faction. Let's just say that. So it's simple. The environment, it was captured. I like that. Okay, so City Hall was captured. City Hall captured by a faction. This faction most likely uses cyborgs for the grunt work. And let's now officially go to our faction pages. So I'm looking through now to create our first faction just for fun here. And this will require their name, their theme, which this book has luckily in here. Like I said, this book has a good amount of tables that you can definitely spring ideas from. It doesn't have a table for every situation, but it definitely has enough to start things out. Okay, so faction. We gotta figure out a name for these guys. We could just call them the Cyborgs. Why not? I mean, simple on the one shot. The faction is the Cyborgs. Okay, the Cyborgs. They're scary, and they took over City Hall. These guys are known for the following. I'm looking at the theme, the faction theme. So this is a D66, which is pretty recurring in this game. 62 is our role here. Their theme is the Crime Syndicate. Well, yep, there we go. So theme. This would be a star here because that's an important plot point. Crime Syndicate. All right, that's obvious. I was kind of assuming that. Next is their characteristics. How are they? 32 characteristics. They are populist lies. Oh, okay. Populist lies. You know what? I'm gonna re-roll that. Not sure to go off of that. 51. Okay. Politically aspirations. Okay. Politically aspirations. Well, that makes sense. City Hall. So characteristics, political aspirations. And then their final component is objectives. There's a bunch of things here. We don't have to flesh out everything, but their objective would be nice to know. Like, why are they in City Hall? That's going to be 52, just on camera there. That's going to be destroy asset. They are here to destroy something. You know what? I think our friend, what's his name? Yolan does work with City Hall, and he called out sick. he called out sick that day, and he left his good old trusty laptop there. And his laptop is he uses it for Bitcoin or something. He does cyber cryptocurrency stuff, and he's a bit miner, what it's called. And he left it there. Then the next day, when he called out sick from work, these guys came in and stormed the city hall. They took over it, and these are the cyborgs. He calls us because we are a comedian, and he thought, you know what, this comedian could be of help and get my laptop back. He is Yolans is in, and he's a treasure hunter apparently, and that works for City Hall. I'm gonna make a big, I'm gonna make that little quote here. Works for City Hall. Okay, I'm not sure how that aligns. Well, maybe it's a part-time. You know what? Hell, make this a humorous part-time treasure hunter, and he works for City Hall. Maybe it's a something he's trying on the side. He's trying to break out of his City Hall job, but he called out sick. Excuse me. And now these guys took over at us out when he's out, and he called us to go get his laptop, and we owe him a favor. That's obvious. So these guys are destroying. I think the cyborgs are destroying not just the asset, but everything inside. Maybe these cyborgs are hypocrites. They are literal robots, or they're built by some, umbrella organization. It could be it could just be a whole ploy, and their purpose is destroy, and the machines, they will become the only machines in society. Think of it like that. And so we have to go in there and get our friend's laptop back because we owe him a favor and probably a coffee. So we have our parameters, and now we can finally jump into the actual narrative. And so I'm thinking what else to look through in the book here. I'm assuming there's really nothing more we can go off. I mean, there is this what's happening now. I'm really curious. It's about 100. It's a D100. Out of here. Let's see what we roll. We rolled 60, giggity, 69. The district's administrator is being arrested for treason. I don't care about that. This list here, right here, is for the referee, for the DM, the GM, we want to call it. It just brings you ideas, gives you a little narrative flair in the world building. But we don't need the book at this point, I don't think. We're going to use our trusty discovery meeting table and go from here. Okay. Our character, Dan the Man, does he know the place is overrun at the moment when he was on his way? That's what we need to find out. Did Dan the Man know that the city hall was overrun by the cyborgs? I don't know. We're ask the Oracle. This is a simple D100 roll. Let's say, knowing how news spreads fast in the future or near future cyberpunk-ish setting, I'm going to say 75% chance he does know. He does. Okay, so he's prepared, which gave him the excuse, gave me the excuse to give him the reinforced clothing, which is, I have to write this down here, Def 1, there we go, and his katana. So he grabbed what he could. He doesn't have a lot. He is a comedian. So he is on his way, and he arrives in his hovercraft. He arrives, and he sees that there are, the police, the city cops are surrounding the building. They're at least surrounding the entrance of City Hall. City Hall is this very tall, well, maybe not too tall, it probably several stories high, building with pillars in the front, probably white. And so he's thinking, well, is our comedian, again, I'm not sure what to make of that, but with the mohawk, he definitely blends in. So he's ambitious, which gives him an edge. I can use that as a narrative descriptor to give an advantage roll. So rolling two d20s and choosing the lowest roll, hence the game rules. Let's do that, shall we? What I'm going to do is basically roll 2d20s, and what we're trying to achieve here is, can he find a way inside through the back? And we're going to compress a bit of the scene here to just simply, can he find his way into the back? And because, again, he's ambitious, I'm going to say he has the advantage here. So we're rolling 2d20, and we're going to choose the lowest roll. We're going to roll with willpower, because this takes willpower. 4. Luckily, we had the 4 there, so 10 would have been a fail. Okay, so he finds a way inside through the back entrance, or some kind of back door, back vent. Maybe was it a vent? Let's ask the Oracle. Let's get a description here. 2 descriptors of the entrance he found. 35. Pool. Okay, could be a compactor, garbage disposal. You know what? Health. 32. So full. Fragrant. Oh yeah, the smell. Okay, yep. He found his way through the garbage chute. So he's climbing through the garbage chute. If I'm spelling that right, I'm probably not. I have no idea. I forgot to spell chute. Garbage chute. It could just be actual chute. Whatever. I don't care. Okay, so he's climbing his way up the garbage chute, and it smells like total BS. Dog shit. And he gets to a floor, the second or third floor. Let's say D6 minus 3. Whoops. Okay, I'll just re-roll that. 5. So that's going to be floor 2. So he is the second floor. All right, so second floor. Little star there. Okay, are there any of these cyborgs on the second floor? Assuming there is. So let's roll a die. D100. I'm going to say 75% chance. Yep, there is. That's a simple yes. Let's say there's one. So there's one cyborg gang member walking around patrolling the halls, and we pop out of Dan the Man pops out of the garbage chute, and we're gonna have to use dexterity to see if either dexterity or strength, whatever he wants to do, to take out this well, he knows he's on a fighter, so he's gonna use the dexterity to sneak by this first cyborg we're running into. So we're going to sneak by basically one cyborg right now, and this will roll a standard d20 roll. We're rolling under 9. 3 is a success. Okay, so we're able to sneak by the first real obstacle besides the garbage chute, but our second roll for today. All right, so now we're looking for his office, and I think, is his office on the second floor? Let's ask the Oracle. Probably, I'm assuming it is. So 75% chance. It is. Okay, so his office is on the second floor. Write that down here. Office is on the second floor. Which, that's where we are. Perfect. Okay, so definitely not the only cyborgs walking around. If this place is overrun by them, there's going to be a few on the second floor, but most of them, our priority is at the first floor in the main foyer lobby of City Hall, because the cops are right outside and they're shouting for, hostage situation, all the usual kind of buddy cop 80s cliche. So that's happening downstairs. We're not worried about that right now, because our character is not exactly a hero. He's a neutral character. We're here for a mission to save the to get the laptop back. And so we reach, let's roll to see if he can find his office. This will be a willpower roll. I'll let him use, because it's related to his friend, and it probably talks to the friend often about work, and he's ambitious. I'll roll 2d20 and choose the lowest roll. 7. 7 or 9. Okay, it's still both. Okay, yeah, 7 succeeds, barely. All right, so he finds the office, a copy of the office. He's like, oh, great, we'll keep this, but we actually have to find the actual office now. And so we do find the office. That's a check mark right there. And is it locked? 50-50. This will be, maybe he forgot to lock it. We don't know. 50-50. It is not locked. Okay, good. So it is unlocked. I'll put a little note here. Unlocked door. We sneak in. The lights are probably off, or maybe I'm assuming the it's a glass office, or there's a window, and we walk in. We close the door behind us. We close the shade. We close the shades. We lock the door, or we shut the shades. We lock the door, and the lights. We have a flashlight or something. I'm assuming we have a flashlight of sorts, or our little life watch has a light on it, a flashlight of sorts. So we're looking around, and do we find the laptop here? I'm going to say 90% chance. There is that 10% chance it might not be here, at least when we first scope out the room. 9% chance. Oh yeah, it is on his desk. Now, that's a strong yes. Not only is it on his desk. Okay, so laptop. I keep saying laptop. The computer was the initial problem, but laptop is fine too. It makes more sense. It's easier to carry. Laptop is on his desk. Remember, we got in, the door was not locked, which means the cyborgs probably destroyed it. Or did they? That's a question for the Oracle. Let's use this Oracle. I want to make it interesting. So we'll roll action, or 2 descriptors, 63, natural, 55, mechanical. Well, the cyborgs are mechanical. Naturally, this is a laptop, so naturally, I think they went to the laptop, and maybe they stole something from it. They stole the drive. Let's assume they did that. Okay, so he's looking at the laptop and seeing that part of it's ripped out. Like the bottom of it is unscrewed, and the laptop is gone. The hard drive is gone. So well, it might be an SSD, I'm assuming, in the future, or M2 or something. So SSD is stolen, which adds a complication to things. So he's freaking out. He has a laptop, though, so we'll add that to our... We'll pocket it. We'll add that to our inventory. Laptop. But no SSD, no hard drive, essentially. Okay, so, man, let's call Yoland and let him know that we are in his office, and the laptop does not have the hard drive in it. So we call him. Does he answer? I'm going to say 50-50. I just don't know. He does not answer. Okay, so it goes to voicemail. The voicemail's full if he's irresponsible. So we try to call him, but no answer. No answer, and full voicemail. VM. Okay, so we can't leave him. We can text him. We'll text him. We'll text him basically, hey, hard drive is gone. Exclamation mark, WTF. All right, well, that sucks, and my pen is dead, so I'm getting a new pen here. But basically, that's not good. We have to either find a new... Well, we can't find a new hard drive. That doesn't make sense. So... that's a problem. We don't know if the hard drive is important, or they just want us to get the laptop. Well, the hard drive makes a laptop. Without the hard drive, it's fruitless. This whole situation is fruitless. We have to find the hard drive. Okay, well, was the laptop flipped over? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna say 90% chance it was flipped over when he got there. It was, which means, yeah, the cyborgs took the laptop. They took the hard drive for some reason, but they kept the laptop there. And so, everything's breaking apart here. So he needs to find the hard drive. Find the drive. All right. Well, that's his next goal. So he has a laptop. It's probably small, or it folds in on itself in the future. And he's going to peek out the door to see if there are, or open the shades a bit to see if there are any cyborgs outside walking around. I'm going to say 50-50. I just don't know. No, there's not. He's in the clear. So he leaves the office, and he's going to go... he's assuming the cyborgs took the hard drive, because it was flipped over. He's assuming that. So he's going to go towards the stairwell, down the hall. So let's say hallway and stairs. He can hear shouting, like these mechanical voices shouting at each other. They're trying to... there's hostages screaming. Men and women or children are screaming. They're like, don't hurt us. Please don't. And the cyborgs are probably talking to each other in their own language, their own code. Beep, boop, boop. And we peek downstairs, and we can kind of see the lower floor, the main lobby, and we see the cyborgs walking around. Now, behind us, I want something to happen. So we're rolling a D100. 3. Okay, so benefit. Okay, so benefit. Oh, 0. 100. Warm. Oh, interesting. So behind us, that doesn't sound right. Behind us, there's a benefit, apparently, and warm. Maybe something behind us, we hear something. I'm trying to think what that would be. So that's a tough one. I'm not sure. Let's look at the book here. So benefit warm. Well, the benefit would be for our character. Warm meaning it would be helpful, or it's a pleasing. It's something good for our character. Let's see. There's definitely a lot of pages. I'm just trying to see if we look at people, obstacles. Mythology, appearance. There is items. Oh, you know what? Let's look at items. D100. 52. Swiss Army knife. No, that wouldn't make any sense. I'm sure you guys probably thought of something off the top of your head. Well, I just completely missed it. So then something happens. I want to say something happens behind us that's a benefit for our character, not for the cyborgs. So I'm thinking of using the city events, perhaps, or city themes. Let's try a few options here. Let's do D666. Okay, let's look at 25 here. A rebellion. Oh, a rebellion. Interesting. Okay, so there's a rebellion. Something happens upstairs behind us. Okay, interesting. So something happens behind us. In the back of the hallway, down the hallway, there's a couple of workers fighting off another cyborg. So workers fending off a cyborg. Just another cyborg that was patrolling and probably came across a few hostages. So they're fighting off. We see this, and the cyborg gets toppled over, gets pushed over, and they start kicking and bashing with a bat or something, or a chair or a desk, a couple of desk items. And so we run over, and do we recognize any of these two? Let's say there is these 6 amount of employees. 6 of them. Oh, wow. Okay, wow, that they really ganged up. Let's say 3. Okay, so 3 hostages beat down the cyborg, the gang member of the cyborgs. So we run up with our katana, we stop, and they're obviously they're freaked out. They look at us, we're a guy with the mohawk, but we're human. And we lower our sword, and we ask, they panic, but we tell them, oh no, wait, don't worry, I'm here to help. It's kind of a lie. We're not really there to help, but we ask, are you guys okay? What's going on here? And they say, who are you? Because again, we're just kind of random guy. Maybe we can lie. So okay, let's try a lie. So they ask us, who are we? Who are you? To us, to Dan the man. And we're gonna say, oh, we're another hostage from we're a room down the hall. So, or we're a friend of. We could say we're a friend of Yoland. Let's try that. So with that benefit, that'll be an extra D20. Again, a kind of a custom house rule. We're gonna roll that to our willpower and try to convince them we're a friend with Yoland. Oh, yikes. That did not work out at all. So a dual deuces there. 213. So we say we try to convince them that try to tell them friends with Yoland. They do not believe us. They panic. They don't believe us. But then we can use an item. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to We have a notebook right here. Or we use our phone, we use our watch. We show them something to prove that we are indeed a friend of Yolen's. And so here's what I'll do. I'm going to roll again for the willpower, but this time with the third D20, or just we'll maintain the D20s. And I will allow for a reroll of the highest die. Okay? So again, we're showing we're using an item now. All right, so the highest die was a 19. We'll roll again. It does not work. All right, so the item just does not work. But they're confused. I don't think it'd be like you're with them. Maybe our parents kind of throws them off. But they said, let's see what they say. Maybe we're not exactly helping our situation out here, so let's figure out what they say. They probably yell that, oh, these guys with the cyborgs, 43, expectations, 80, reassuring expectations. You know what? Reassuring expectations. We tell them that we're friends of Yoland, and we were here waiting for him until the cyborgs, busted in. So, and okay, reassure expectations. Here, they'll say this. They'll say, we tell them, look, I'll help you guys get out of here. You know what? I think I'm complicating this a little too much. So while we're chit-chatting, another cyborg shows up from the stairwell and charges at us. So another cyborg shows up after we're talking. I'm trying to convince them. I'm going to walk back a few of the rolls here. I'm trying to convince them who I am, but we get interrupted. Just make it simple. So the cyborg is going to charge, and we're going to attack. So our weapon, let's get some stats on this guy. So the stats in the game, we'll give him cyborg HP of, well, let's see, our HP is 6. Let's give him 4. And his damage die is, his attack die will be a D6. He has armor, let's just say no armor for now. Or actually, yeah, he's a robot. So armor or defense of maybe just 1. We'll keep it simple. Okay, so we'll attack first, so we'll do a dexterity check. Let's do a dexterity check, 9 or less. Nope, he goes first. Shoot. Okay, so he's gonna roll a D6. Let's use a red die for the enemies. Here we go. Oh shoot. Okay, wow. We take a big hit to the gut. So we're down to 1 with the 1 defense, so it's 5. Okay, so we attack back with our D8. We'll get a blue D8 here for the hero. 5 minus 1's 4. Oh, good. We take him out. All right, so we take him out in full. That he's down. So our katana, we slash his head off, then he falls over. But when we do that, something happens. So here, I'll roll for it. 23. Control 50. Large. Control large. So when we kill him, we defeat the bot. We defeat him. There's control large. Well, the control might be the situation on the other bots. The large is how the scale of this control. So I think that, oh, you know what? This helps us out. So the employees, the staff of the city hall sees Yolen do this self-sacrifice almost and defeats the bot. So we convince them that we're here to help, or we're friends of Yolen. So they believe us. So now we technically have 2 allies. So I'll say allies here, or 3. So the hostages believe us now, for the most part. Believe us after seeing what we did. You know, we took a gut punch and we're hurt. No, not. That's obviously, it doesn't take away from our strength just yet. So when you go below 0, you have to subtract from your strength, depending on the attack, on the assault. So they're like, they're impressed. And again, we tell them that we are here to help. We just want to, we obviously won't tell them we're here to find Yallen's hard drive. They'll be like selfish. They want to appear like we're here to help, or we're just one of them. So we're just a hostage like them. We want to keep that ploy. We want to keep that role. So we team up. We go down to the stairwell. This is slowing us down because Dan the man wants to get the hell out of here with the hard drive, but he doesn't see it anywhere. So when the hostages, when they go towards the stairwell quietly, we loot both of the cyborgs we defeated, the two or so. So we check each cyborg, and let's roll to see if we find anything on the first one. And we'll roll. Let's see. Do we roll D100 perhaps? Okay, so the first bot, 25% chance that the hard drive is on this bot. Oh my gosh, it is. Okay, so the first bot we loot, whichever one it was, we find the hard drive. So what do you know? What a coincidence. So found the drive. That's a big plus right there. We found the drive. We're gonna pocket it. So drive. The hostages are, again, they think we're helping. Well, shoot. This will be all right. We're gonna go with the hostages. We catch up. They're like, "Where are you?" We told them we're right behind them. We catch up and we peek down again the same stairwell we looked down before, and the we tell them there might be a back way. So we tell them about the garbage chute. So one of the hostages says, "Well, what about the others?" And we tell them, "Well, what can we do? There's dozens of those bots down there. I'm sure the cops can handle it." And he says, "How do you know the cops are there?" And we basically just say, "Well, we heard sirens earlier. I looked at the window. There's cops outside." So they come. We direct them to the garbage chute. We go down the garbage chute. We're back downstairs outside, and we leave. And so we tell them, "Look, go to the cops. Tell them what happened. I'll catch up. I'll catch up in a second." And so when they leave, we make our way around the other side. And we got to do a dexterity roll for this. So 9 or less. That is a critical fail. Shoot. Oh my gosh, that's a solid 20. We were trying to get around without being noticed. So we get stopped by a, oh my gosh, a cyborg. Okay, there is one of them. So basically here's the city hall. The cops are here in the front. This is the main entrance. The garbage chute is probably around here. We went down. They went this way, the hostages. We were going to go this way. We want to avoid the cops. Maybe our character has a bad rep with the cops. We're hoping to go this way, but we run into another cyborg here. Because we rolled a critical fail, this is going to be a big one. So it is a cyborg grunt. Let's say it is a grunt. This one is huge. So HP, let's say it's 6, equal to us. Well, what we were, its attack is a D8, like us. Its defense is going to be a little higher. Defense can't be higher than 2, so 3, so we'll do 2. All right, so it stops us. We run it. We basically like run into around the corner, like we bump into it. We fall back, and we see this giant gold shining cyborg with a huge, like warhammer, or some kind of huge weapon, like a blazing sword, like a chainsaw with a flyer on it. And we can't, there's no way we can fight this thing. So when it's about to attack us, I'm going to roll this on the discovery medium table, see what happens. 97, surprise, motherfucker. 35, basically, yeah, surprise, a full surprise. Okay, so when it's about to attack us, full surprise. What could this be? Full surprise. Interesting. 35. Let's see what the surprise was. Let's use the book here. Let's say neighborhood themes. Let's use this right over here on off the camera here. D66, of course. 46. Elites clubs. Oh, the elites, the cops. So full surprise, the cops appear. This big giant grunt cyborg is about to raise his chainsaw and slash at us. But before that, he gets shot by like a grenade launcher or some kind of powerful blast ray. And so he gets shot. This will be like a D10. Let's roll for it. 2. Okay, so he gets shot. It doesn't destroy him, so he gets blasted. Shot by a cop. Maybe it happened like right here. A couple of cops went around the corner. They fired, and the droid turns around, and we can kind of see a mark on his back of his armor, smoking. He didn't get hurt because 2 against 2 is it's nullified. And so he sees the cops and he goes after them. Kind of a mindless creature. He's a mindless droid. He's there to see and block the back entrance or something. And we were considered an obstacle. He was going to destroy us. He turns around, sees cops, goes after cops. So let's say there's an alleyway here, not very secured, surprisingly. So the cops are busy shooting him. We're going to bolt out of there. So maybe we're parked like in the distance somewhere. So do we get back to our car? I'm going to say, let's do another dexterity roll. Watch, I'm going to use my ambitious trait there. 2d20. We are rolled no lower than 9. 2. We do. Okay. We get back to our hovercraft. And eventually, Yolland does call. He finally calls, and then we sit down in our car. We are hurt, but we're not dead. We haven't taken away from our strength yet. And we tell him, he says, did you find the drive? What happened? We regurgitate everything that happened. We said, dude, we almost got killed. This is the last time I'm doing you a favor. Like, you owe me big time. And he says, the hard drive, though. He says, thank you for the hard drive. He says, yeah, I have the hard drive. He said, does it fit into the computer? There's a 90% chance it does. Like, what other hard drive will this guy have? Well, even those other computers in there. 90% chance. Of course, I roll a 91. Womp, womp, womp. Okay, so a comedic ending. Basically, here's what happens. He's put in the hard drive. It's not... okay, we're back in the car. We get a call from Yoland, so Yoland calls. He asks the hard drive. We put it back in, but the hard drive is damaged. The port on it is. So it does not seed into the tray properly. It is the hard drive, the 91 there. I don't know. That's a strong no, technically. Anything higher than 90 is a strong no. It's hard to say. Let's ask Discovery Meeting Table. 41. Environment. 78. Quiet. Yeah, well, yeah. He's trying to slip it in, but does not click. Quiet. The environment is the actual hard drive tray. Brackets do not slide in. So the drive is damaged. It won't... it is the drive. I will say it is the drive, but it won't seed into the tray. So, does this upset him? Let's ask the Oracle. Can he fix himself? Like, maybe 75% chance. He knows a guy. Yep. Okay, so he's like, look, don't worry about it. Just get out of there. Meet me back at the at my apartment or something. So, mission accomplished. The drive is destroyed. But, I mean, that would have been a comedic ending where it's, like, not the correct drive. It's a hard drive. Like, it's not a solid-state drive. He's trying to put it in there, and it's not fit. So, I'll leave you guys... I'll let you determine that ending yourselves. But, essentially, he does have a drive, and he got there out safely while the cops... Let's figure out if the situation ever went south or if the cops were able to get the hostages out. Were the cops able to fend off, defeat the cyborgs, and save the hostages? 50% chance. Nope, they were not. They were not successful, but maybe that's a little too far out past the ending of this video. So there you go, guys. That's the end of this running out of time quick one-shot, purely just for fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Yeah, we had a few obstacles, some little investigations, not too much. Couple of house rules. We didn't really do much of the time thing. I probably should have, but I didn't really see any opportunities to do so. It's a very quick one-shot. This will definitely work out well in a longer campaign, a short campaign, but I'll save this character for later. I won't toss this character sheet. So, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.